Hello, I'm Ryan Johnson, Landscape Manager at Vinland Valley Nursery, and today we are going to trim up a Korean lilac on a standard. And that just it means that it's a Korean lilac, which is Syringa mayeri, on a standard, meaning that it's on a trunk, and it's just a regular shrub that's been spliced into and grafted onto a trunk that gets it up off the ground. Um, this plant flowers in mid-May, usually, towards the mid or end of May, and usually you'd want to cut this right after it has flowered and finished flowering. And since at that time it would be fully into the growing season, meaning that it has all its foliage already, it's not dormant in any way, you really only want to take off 1/3 of its foliage at a time. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to give it a little trim, get rid of some of the wispies, and make it look a little tidier. And that's all we're really doing. So it just so happened that this customer called us in August, so we came out long after it had set blooms. So we let them know that if we did cut this, we're going to be cutting off next year's blooms, and they were okay with that. So just want to let you know that if you do go later into the season, you run the risk of removing next year's blooms because it puts its blooms out for the next year on this year's wood. So they were okay with that because they just needed the thing cleaned up a little bit. So that's really all you have to worry about is not removing more than 1/3 of the foliage at a time, and do it really right after flowering. You probably have, after it flowers, maybe about a month to get that done to have the most flowers for next year. If you do it a little later than that, there's a good chance that it won't set as many buds as it might have otherwise. Another thing to keep in mind is sometimes if you really bring the bottom in and you cut a sharp angle towards the trunk, that can kind of shade out the lower foliage. So you really don't want to do that. You kind of want to leave the bottom of the shrub at the farthest point outwards so that it doesn't shade itself. We did a little bit here, but not much. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.